Asymmetric Problem Solving, Cracking Complexity in a One-Way World. Introduction. There are problems in this world that behave like locked doors with no handles on the outside. You can verify instantly that the door is open, once it is, but there's no map, shortcut, or guide to finding the key. You try, you fail, you try again. This is not just a computational curiosity, it's a structural truth embedded in everything from cryptography and protein folding to creative breakthroughs and market coordination. Welcome to the realm of asymmetric problem solving, where the difficulty lies not in knowing the answer, but in finding it. In this one-way world, brute force is often the first step toward insight, and verifying the correctness of a solution takes a fraction of the effort it took to generate it. This asymmetry is more than a technical constraint. It is a window into how complexity behaves, how imagination works, and how we can leverage computation to navigate an unforgiving solution space. 2. What is asymmetric problem solving? At its core, asymmetric problem solving refers to any problem where solving is computationally intensive, trial-heavy, and often brute force, but verifying a proposed solution is trivial by comparison. This asymmetry forms the heart of the famous P is not equal to NP conjecture in computer science. But the principle applies far beyond math and algorithms. It shows up in breaking encryption, hard to solve, easy to verify; discovering a winning strategy in chess, hard to find, easy to test; folding a protein to its lowest energy state, near impossible to guess, quick to check; even landing on a great business idea. Generations of failures, then one flash of brilliance everyone instantly understands. The key characteristic is path dependence with non-compounding attempts. Each try doesn't build meaningfully on the last. You're starting from scratch every time. That's what makes these problems so intractable and so human. 3. Proof of work, the brutal elegance of brute force. Nowhere is this more clearly formalized than in Bitcoin's proof-of-work POW system. In Bitcoin mining, you are asked to find a nonce, a random number, that, when hashed with a block of data, produces a hash with a certain number of leading zeros. The only way to find such a nonce is by guessing, again and again. But once it's found, everyone can instantly verify that it's correct. This is pure asymmetric problem solving formalized as economic policy. It doesn't optimize for elegance. It optimizes for fairness, resistance to shortcutting, and thermodynamic integrity. The value lies in earned knowledge. Bitcoin's design doesn't seek to find a clever way around complexity. It embraces it, distributes the load, and rewards whoever cracks it first. In this context, brute force becomes a feature, not a flaw. This content is brought to you by Bobby Giggs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. 4. Why solving is not equal to verifying, the one-way gate. So why does this asymmetry exist? The structure of these problems creates what we aptly call a one-way gate. Each attempt is non-informative. It teaches you almost nothing about what the next try should be. Each path has second and third-order effects. The downstream consequences of each attempt may multiply unpredictably. The solution space is massively entangled. There are too many interdependencies to model. There is no gradient to follow. The problem is non-differentiable. You can't step toward the answer. This means you can't reverse engineer the solution from the answer space. You must move forward blindly until you hit pay dirt, and only then does the path light up in reverse. This structure is what makes these problems both brutally inefficient and philosophically fascinating. They expose the limits of reductionism and remind us that some things must be earned through iteration, not discovered through deduction. 5. The role of optimization, AI, and quantum. But that doesn't mean we're stuck. If brute force is our hammer, then optimization is our chisel. Whether it's better heuristics, smarter sampling, distributed systems, or even collaboration, optimization is how we reduce entropy without losing essential information. AI plays a special role here. It can hold mental models in memory while we test new variations. It can simulate and filter options much faster than human intuition alone. It collapses the gap between ideation and realization, making the journey more fluid. Quantum computing is the next leap. Instead of testing one path at a time, it can explore superpositions of states. It doesn't shortcut the problem. It changes the topology of problem solving entirely. Together, AI and quantum give us leverage against a world that previously required raw persistence. They're not magical, they're accelerants. 6. Philosophical implications. Art, intuition, and earned insight. We must point out that not all insight can be captured by algorithms or code. There is a domain, call it imagination, intuition, or spirit, that lives outside the machine. Asymmetric problems often require a moment of creative synthesis, where we imagine not just what the solution is, but all the invisible conditions that would make it emerge. Machines can hold variables, but humans hold visions. That's why AI might help solve the problem, but it won't necessarily conceive which problems matter in the first place. The asymmetry isn't just computational, it's cognitive, it's spiritual, it's existential. 7. Closing thoughts. In a world obsessed with speed, shortcuts, and elegance, asymmetric problem solving reminds us that some doors open only after persistent, patient, and often collaborative effort. These are the proof of work class problems of life, the ones that reward not cleverness alone, but commitment to the process. And paradoxically, it's in these slow, difficult, one-way struggles that we often discover the most profound truths. Because when the journey is real, the solution doesn't just feel right, it feels earned. Sometimes the problem isn't broken, it's just testing whether you're ready to understand the solution.